major fight is going to decide this map without a shadow of a doubt. There's the headshot. Needs one more.
Hello, it's us again. It's Birthday Boy Lethal and Falcone. We're here to bring you the American broadcast. The American broadcast. That's not quite what I meant to say, is it?
It's pretty much the same thing.
We just turned American?
Pretty much, yeah.
Sweet.
The NA region, pretty much. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You know, finally we get the NA portion this time round. And we've seen a lot of the teams. We know teams like Impact Gaming absolutely dominated not just the Pro Series events, but their own region for these online cups. But will we see the familiar faces of Enix, Epic, and I think Broken we normally see quite often in that top four. But I'll be interested to see the bracket later on and see if we get the same amount of teams we had before showing that consistency.
Yeah, I expect that we will see that. Do you know what, Harry? I'm going to be honest. I just heard a production person in my ear the same time you were talking, and I didn't hear what they were saying. So I think maybe the standings might be coming up. Look at that. There they are.
Spot on.
Sometimes when you don't know something, you just ask the question, and it all just works out, you know. Impact Gaming sitting on top. No surprise there at 300. But Epic and Enix closely behind, 200 and 175. I think the battle for second place is going to be a tough one here in the North American region.
Yeah, it's quite similar with EU, because I know with EU we have Knights of Honor and Lazarus. But, you know, for the NA region, the last couple of the last couple of seasons, it's always been Impact and Enix. But now this Epic team have come out of the woodwork and gone, well, you know what, we've kind of had enough here. We're getting a little bit fed up. We want to, you know, make a impact ourselves. But speaking of Impact Gaming, 300 points, they've won every single one this season so far. And I reckon if they win this one, they're more than likely to qualify for that Pro Series in Germany, as long as they stay around that top 4-8 margin.
Impact are on a tear, right? They just recently won Pro Series Brazil, and like you said, they've won every single weekly cup this season. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue going. They're going to be up first against Broken. And if I had to take a little guess, I haven't actually seen the bracket yet, but if I had to take a little guess, I would say, yeah, Enix and Epic
what a
in
shock.
the other semi-final. They got there just before I was just trying to show off there.
It's fine. We know you're very good at predicting. Don't worry about it. I think we both said it as well before the broadcast. We were like, yeah, it probably will be, you know, quite similar to the previous weeks. And you're absolutely right, with Impact Broken being up first, Enix and Epic up second. Enix and Epic is, again, going to be another great series for that second place.
Yeah, that's the big one, I think, of the whole night, maybe even, that semi-final 2 match today. If I had to predict, I would say that this first match is going to be the most one-sided one. Impact versus Broken. Broken sitting on fourth on the standings, Impact on first. But like you said, Epic and Enix, that is going to be the game to watch.
Yeah, it's a shame really, because I always feel like Broken has to play against Impact every single time round, because they're that fourth seed. When it gets to that semis, they have to play Impact each time round. But then again, they do struggle in the third place playoff as well. So it shows it's quite accurate, but Impact are just a dominant force here in their region, and it feels like there's no stopping them at this stage.
Do you think that's how they go into these cups? It's like, all right, team, we're gonna win every game until we have to play against Impact, and then it was a fun night. It was good.
Who's ready for top four? That's literally what they're thinking.
No, they're going to come out. They're going to be fighting as hard as they can, and they might surprise us. We might see Broken take down Impact. That'd be very cool to see.
That would be a statement. If that ever did happen, I'd probably have to message one of the Impact guys. I'd probably have to message Venom or something and just go, mate, like, what is going on? What has happened? Because they're so consistent. And the fact that one of the main things they said at the last Pro Series is the fact that they don't just want to win these Pro Series events or maybe even win Gods of Boom. They want to win it by such a clear margin that they want to show that they're a dynasty this season, because Lazarus were the actual dynasty last season. They won everything. Now with Impact Gaming, bar the IM kickoff because they weren't there, because it's between Lazarus and back-to-back, Impact have just smashed every single event, and we'll be looking for that three-peat at Gods of Boom next week.
What you're saying is that Impact aren't satisfied to just shoot their opponents with their guns of Boom, but they want to then take their bodies and stamp on the neck.
Literally.
And really, really show that they are in charge.
Yeah, but, well, I suppose technically you're right. They are in charge so far. Like, you know, winning back-to-back Pro Series and then dominating the NA region. This is kind of their playground at the moment. They know that even before, we've seen them have a close series against Enix 2 weeks ago. Will it happen again? We'll find out. But I said it before a couple of weeks ago where I was like, I'm very curious and interested in this Epic roster. And Curiosity was right because they're now second and they've actually beaten Enix a couple of times. But I want to see what Enix can do, but that'll be in that second semi-final, which will definitely be a doozy of a best of 3.
Oh, yeah. It's so bad. I'm already just so excited for that semi-final. But, I mean, again, there is every opportunity that Broken have to put on a good show for us. As far as I know, there are no substitutions in any of the teams coming up in this game today. I'm not entirely sure. We will find out soon enough, but maybe that's what it would take. Maybe if there was a little substitute. Imagine if Gentrix wasn't around for Impact Gaming. Maybe then it'd be a more even playing field.
It would be. With Gentrix, with him, he's like one of the biggest KD stars in terms of stats in the NA region. So it would be a little bit of a loss there. But our main man Format, who's going to be our analyst there next week as well, is also going to be taking part in this. He'll be on the side of Broken. And we are going to go to map number 1, which is going to be Military Warehouse to see what these two teams can do.
Aerial does just literally get the jump on Format there, and he does get taken down by a man. I was wondering if we're going to see a triple kill right off the bat, although we do see a double elim from a man there.
And we saw Gentrix get a double as well for himself, so kind of trading it back and forth. Now they've got the lead, and it's all to play for here. Aerial's name, not going to lie, did throw me off a little bit.
I was going to say, actually, it's not.
Just spelling it in a little bit of a weird way, but don't worry, we know Aerial, it's fine. We did gather that it was you. We're not that bad at English, but okay, maybe a little bit bad, but not. It could be worse. But looking at this anyway, they're trying to get the flank round. They got taken down. That's 2 down now for Impact, but also now 2 down for Broken. It's just a matter of Corrupt keeping them back, which he barely doesn't. Format just managed to take that lead. And it's very close between these two teams.
Yep, Format going to try and stay alive, but Aerial runs around the corner, doesn't quite get the Blade Master, does get the shotgun elim, and now Elmo does take him down. Impact Gaming just slightly ahead, but Venom's got that sniper out. Gentrix ready with the SMG as well. But Format comes around the corner, does take him down with the Blade Master.
Let's see what we can do here. Venom managed to take him down. Aerial gets a blade for himself, and Venom, of course, takes Format down earlier. But Elmo is trying to stay alive. Interesting play from him, because Elmo's actually using the Porcupine, so he's obviously more up for that close range confrontation, which is understandable because you get a little bit more damage done. But I always feel like the Avalanche just has that extra element of consistency there.
A News Pirate runs into the center room, and I don't know what is going on right now, but Karan gets a double elim. That seems pretty vital, as he's still on a roll, still got almost all of his health and armor available to him. Venom going to run into Format, take him down with a quick Blade Master, staying alive for now, running around the corner, seeing if he can find someone else, but Elmo does take him down.
I just realised Gentrix is also using the Porcupine, so maybe a little bit of a change, or maybe I've not realised in the past, but as you saw there, Aerial has to take one, News Pirate gets one for himself with that G-Launcher, and Format is trying to stay alive, walks into 2 sadly, both members so weak. Will they be able to stay alive? Yes, they do.
Wow.
So Gentrix managed to get a double somehow, but Elmo gets a double of his own. Venom gets to trade, and now he's looking for that flank. Not going to happen, but he's just going to stay alive with that double.
Venom gets a double there, though, as Format does take him down. Is Format going to get the double? Not quite. A News Pirate did come in and steal that elimination, as Corrupt then takes down Format. Corrupt in the center room. Looks like Impact Gaming have pretty good control. Comes in right behind a News Pirate. Now he's going to fight a man. Does get the double elim with that snipe. Can he find a triple? No, it doesn't look like he's quite going to have time.
Yeah, that was a shame, but to be fair, not many points left now until it will be the end of map number 1. Impact looks like we'll be taking this, and they do a very quick map number 1 there. And we'll have to see what Broken can do for map number 2, because they don't want the same repeat of a 2-0 sweep every single semi.
Yeah, it was a little one-sided. It wasn't too bad, though. And again, like we were saying earlier, Military Warehouse is a weird one, right? It's a very different type of gameplay. I'm looking forward to going into the next map and seeing how the teams fare in Control Point, because things do tend to be so different. Although, that being said, we've seen only 2-0s and 3-0s so far today, so maybe not that different.
Yeah, it's basically been a clean sweep throughout the whole situation so far. But not really too much to say there. Impact Gaming, I think, with most of the members on their team, they've all stepped up. Nothing really separates them in terms of scoreline. They've all did their own. They did their bit to actually win the map. So there's not really too much to say there, really. It's just the fact that Impact Gaming just held the map really well from the halfway point. They couldn't really get any flanks around pushing in, but it was more than enough to kind of seal the deal.
I got something to say, Harry.
Oh, okay.
Something that separates one of Broken players from the rest. And you mentioned this briefly earlier, but I don't think we'd announced it on stream yet. The two of us, along with Stannis, Matt Andrews, and Format, are all going to be at Gods of Boom Cologne next weekend. Very excited for that. Very excited, as you said before, to work with Format. He's a fantastic analyst.
He's a great analyst as well. And what benefits him as well is that when he's watching all these games, like he doesn't have to watch it back when he gets home. He can watch them at the event, obviously taking all the pointers, but also helping you guys at home try and understand some of the plays actually make, as well as the teams when they actually push up and execute anything that needs to be done. But I'll be interested to see what would happen if Format qualified for a pro series and then he also had to be analyst there. Would he have to analyze his own gameplay once he's finished playing?
Imagine he'd just have to turn down the analyst role, right? I'm pretty sure you can't cast and also.
I've never done it. I'm pretty sure you haven't done it, and it's like, I don't think he'll be able to either. I think he'll have to. I think he'll have to make a bit of a choice there.
Yes, I think so as well. I wonder what choice you make in that. I guess he'd be obligated to play, really.
I'd play.
If they earn it and if his team's there, you can't really let them all down and make them get a substitution. I guess he'd have to play.
Yeah, that's a shame, really. Never mind. But not
that that's happened yet. So.
No, not at all. Me personally, I would play. There's no shadow of a doubt there. But I hope they didn't hear me say that. But going into map number 2 now, it will be on Atrium, one of Impact Games' better maps as well, especially for control point. But so far, look what we see here. Broken with the nice early lead.
Yeah, look at Format going. Gets one of them already. Still on full health. Can he take Corrupt as well? Wow, this weapon's got some boom to it, hasn't it?
Yes, I think that's the Sunburst he's using, actually. It's quite an interesting weapon. I've not really seen it being played too much in pro play mode, but we'll see if it makes any kind of impact going into this. But I always know which gun it is every single time, because every time I play ranked, I hear it all the time, constantly. At least someone's got it. But look at it so far, back and forth. Impact Gaming finally get the lead, but with both players managed to get a double. Gentrix with a triple to stand things out, and an elimination streak, and Ale just got another double. They're stuck on spawn, and it's not looking too good here.
I thought Gentrix was going to get the 4-1 then, but he's going to be fighting a Noose Pirate there as he comes around the corner. Looks like he's going to take him down quite easily. And can he? Oh, the double elimination gets a Noose Pirate as well. Gentrix is almost going to get an even better streak, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because if he gets an unstoppable at some point, that's even more points to add. But I love how Gentrix what he's doing here. He knows he's quite weak, but he wants that elimination streak to continue.
Yeah, I think he's one of them away
from behind. Yeah, and then see if he managed to try and take down Elmo. Sadly, he doesn't, but the damage has already been done.
I'm so excited to see that unstoppable. Either way, Broken going to try and claim point A. They do get it successfully, but they're losing B and they've lost C already. As Impact Gaming are now pushing onto point A. 3 of the members of the team taking that one.
Yeah, we saw there Ariel with a lovely triple elimination there. Finally gets taken down. And you've got a couple of members with this Sunburst now. Very interesting to see. You've got at least 3 players using it, so it must be something a little bit off meta, which I'm not really used to seeing them before. But look at that, Gentrix with a double, with a little taunt. Of course you will. We know what the man's like. He's more than welcome to go and do that, considering all the work he's done here. But this score gap, Dan, I think it's already too late.
Yeah, 500 whopping points ahead. Impact Gaming going to take this one. I do like to think of Impact Gaming as the bad guys of Guns of Boom,
Is it the NA bad boys Format used to call them?
With Venom and the Shades and Gentrix and being Gentrix and just eliminating everyone.
Well, I think you're not only right about that, but they're going to eliminate Broken from the tournament here, as it's only 18 points left remaining. Map number 2 for Impact Gaming, and probably one of the fastest series I've actually seen so far.
Yeah, that's not great for Broken, but I guess, as you said, it is expected, and Broken expected it as well, the way it's seeded. They went in expecting to play against Impact. They played against Impact. They lost against Impact. Now they're going to be competing against either Enix or Epic for their 3rd place match, and that's going to be the important one, I guess, because they want to try and... Broken are in 4th by a considerable margin. They need to try and push that up to 2nd. So they need to be winning this 3rd place match.
Oh yeah, it's very important for them. Every point's going to count for all the rest of those 3 teams trying to come into this. And the only thing I can maybe say that stands out, as you saw there before I go into it, Aerial 10 and 4 barely took any deaths throughout that whole entire time and getting so much damage done. But one thing to take back from Broken is the fact that you saw that as soon as they got that triple elim, they got the 4th one down and then instantly took down the first member who left the spawn. Broken seemed like they were just coming out of the respawn single-handedly, one at a time, rather than going in pushing together. And the person who does get taken out didn't seem to really call out for any info for where they could actually be. So it didn't help too much. There was a lack of coordination on the Broken side, but Again, broken. Commiserations to them. They did get another top 4 place, which will help them to a certain degree, but they may need to somehow take the 3rd place playoff now.
It's still prize money. It's still
Exactly.
points. And like you said, they are going to need to take this 3rd place. They've still got a shot. We're going to wait and see if they can do it. But before that, we have the other semi-final coming up. And this is what we've been calling the match of the day. It's going to be Epic versus Enix. We're going to set that one up for you. It'll be on very soon. Hello and welcome back to Guns of Boom Challenger Series, Week 4 for the North America reach. How's my Stannis impression?
I went bad actually until you stopped.
Stannis is so much better at doing that than I am. Stannis has just got this real talent for the deep, booming Guns of Boom voice. I can't do it.
He's a sort of, do you know what?
Stannis, if you're watching, let me know what you think, okay?
He would make a good impression. Actually, you make a good impressionist, actually, to be fair.
I don't think. I'm really bad at impressions.
Stannis is just a natural showman, though, really, to be fair. But this next match, though, you mentioned it before, Enix and Epic. It's going to be a very close one. We don't know what's going to happen because it is a best of 3. I would love to see a best of 5 between these two teams, but should be, a cracker. Third game. Let's go. All the way.
So.
The first map 3 I'll probably see in the last few weeks, and most of them are normally 2-0s. But it could. This is probably one of the more likely matchup that it will go to a map 3, I reckon.
As a birthday present for Harry,
Enix,
Epic, come on. Let's get this. Let's have a good game here.
See, I don't ask for much, guys, but at least you give me a map 3, then I kind of feel like I'm satisfied. Do you know what I mean?
I want you to give a map 3. I want the third map to be like right on the wire, just 1 point in it at the end there. That's what I'm hoping to see.
With a clutch factor for once at the end.
I am asking for a lot. I realise that, but that's okay. That's how much I care about you, Harry.
Oh, thanks, man. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they could come up with. You never know. They might actually happen by accident, but I'll assume they've just done it for me. It's fine.
Just as a little refresher, though, Epic and Enix are battling it out for the second place spot in the leaderboards because the top 2 positions qualify for Pro Series Cologne, which is taking place in August. So really, like these games, especially between Enix and Epic, they are vital in trying to decide which of these 2 teams makes it to Pro Series Cologne.
Yeah, you know, with the names on the Epic side before, we've heard them all. We'll hear them again. We've heard of Kitty Monster. We've heard of... I think there might be... well, I saw Guppy had quite high ping there, but he seems to be okay now anyway. I think he had to settle in the lobby and all that bits and pieces. But we know Swagger can be strong. Law can be very good support. He always gets that damage done very, very well. But I'm interested to see this because we didn't see it last week, but I want to see how Epic do this week against Enix. And I'm just very curious to see who actually take it going into map number 1 here.
It's Military Warehouse. Let's get this started. As Optimus is going to run around and try and get Guppy, but Guppy does take down J-Master first. The back and forths are starting. Swagger low on health. Can he maybe get a headshot here? He can! It looked like Thanos was going to get to him first, but not quite. Can he get a second?
It's possible. He's trying to see if he can scout anyone there, but Optimus realises now he's trying to sit back on that ramp, but that means Optimus cannot push now. He's going to have to wait, but he just try and get another one, but does not the case anyway. As Laura does take out Goku, but Thanos trades his Laura, no problem, as you see from there. But Thanos is waiting now, just waiting patiently. It's been a lot slower than I expected.
J-Master on an elimination streak on the quiet in the background.
Yeah, that as well, but it's a lot slower pace. But we know what Enix are like. I like to play slow and methodical with the TDMs.
Yeah. That looked like it should have been a good flashbang there. I'm not sure if it did all that much. As the trades are just continuing, neither of the players getting a significant lead, and neither of the teams getting a significant lead here. As Epic starting to push ahead. Let's see what Guppy and Swagger can do against Goku, who's running around that corner. He's got his sniper out ready to go.
Yeah, he won't be using the Spirit Bomb here. We'll be getting that sniper out, waiting around to see what he can do. But 20-point lead for Epic here, so they've got all the patience in the world. Swagger isn't really going to push it because he was quite weak, but Law managed to take that 1, but Optimus managed to get a nice double for his word. Thanos managed to get 1 as well. A triple elimination for for Optimus, which means that's 4 down for Epic, and it's not looking too good on their side.
No, with Epic pushed back, Enix can take the map position that they want. Optimus ready for Laura to run the corner, but not ready for Guppy to run around there with a shotgun. As now Guppy on the double elimination. Laura taking down Goku. Epic are once again pushing it, but Thanos gets an elimination streak in the background, then a Blade Master.
Not bad. 5 frags in a row without a death. I'll take that any day of the week as Enix has managed to take that lead by 29 points. But it will be a little bit of a stalemate again, but Epic love to push around. We know what they like. Soon as they see an opening, they'll go straight for it. And as you saw there, J-Master managed to stop that from happening anyway. Managed to get a little bit of damage done, of course, to Guppy, but Guppy finally gets finished off by Goku as Goku gets a nice double. But it looks like we have been disconnected, but I believe the match will still carry on. I think it might just be from our point of view.
Yes, well, I believe Enix were ahead by a solid 60 points. So if the match did end there, I imagine Enix get awarded the win. But like you said, I expect the actual case that the match will be finishing, and we will be informed of the results shortly. But that was a very back and forth game. Again, by no means a significant lead for Enix.
Yeah, you saw there from the Enix side that they were playing it quite slow, but then again, Epic, they were the ones making the right plays in terms of trying to find an opening and try and take advantage of it. But it wasn't really so much. You could see that Enix were prepared for it a lot more as it goes towards later into the game. Managed to increase their lead a little bit, but we'll have to find out as the end of the map will be determined depending on what the circumstances are. Because I think what we saw there is, like I said before, you know, as a spectator client, I think we may have we actually left ourselves, but the match is still taking place, so we'll find out the result very shortly.
Yeah, I mean, it should be over by now, so hopefully we'll find out the result any second now. If the voice in my head would like to give me the result.
It depends what kind of voices in your head you're talking about. It's like sanity.
The voice in my head isn't... Oh, the match is still going on, according to the voice inside my head. So that must be quite close then. I would have thought it would be over by now.
If it was any other teams, I would have agreed. But like, because it's these two teams in general, like Enix like to play it quite slow, especially on the TDMs, then it's not really too much of a surprise. Like, you know, I'd probably say give it another 30 seconds to a minute. We'll probably get an outcome from there.
Just want another result, Harry. I'm just
I know, you're just being impatient.
give me the result.
But I think to talk back on now is the fact that if Enix take this as well, Epic are actually second in the standings, which means that if Enix manage to take this and go to the grand final, and say, for example, they lost and, I don't know, Epic actually won a third place playoff, I think they'll be on level points, but I'll have to double check that later on.
We have just been informed that Enix won by 50 points.
Oh, okay. So they managed to keep that lead then until the very end, pretty much.
Really not much in it, though, when you think about it. Like, that's what, 10%? If no, less than 10%. It's not much at
No, you're
all.
right, 10%.
It
Yeah,
is
that's
10%,
literally...
yeah.
No, you're literally nothing. I love your quick
Oh,
math.
of course, you have the maths degree, right?
Yeah. But to be fair, that was good math from you. I wasn't even thinking about the percentage at the time. But going through the stats that you saw with some of the players, Goku and Guppy, very similar in terms of the points, but Goku with that +2. Not as much damage dealt on the side of Guppy, but that wasn't the case. It's the fact that Goku was the one pushing in a lot more, trying to get something happening, get something done, and he managed to get the job done anyway. And you saw Optimus there, 5 and 9, but he does have the 9 assists to complement that anyway with a 14 frag contribution. And Swagger did quite well himself as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a teammate with 9 assists. I'm always talking about how important assists are, and I think in Guns of Boom, assists are more important than ever. Thanks to setting up for those. I believe there was one point in the game, I don't remember exactly which player it was, but it may have been Optimus. I believe Optimus would have had a 4 at once, if not for the fact that his teammate did manage to take one of those eliminations from under him. And that 4 at once would have been a lot more points and potentially a faster win. They won anyway, so it wasn't the end of the world. But I want to see a 4 at once. We haven't seen one. I feel like we haven't seen a 4 at once in weeks.
Yeah, well, I don't remember the last time I've seen one. We've seen a lot of triples, though, like literally almost every map. But, you know, a 4 once would be quite nice. You know, come on, like, you know, we're on a streak and a 4 once. We haven't seen them yet, but I'm sure we'll see one at some point, especially in the NA region. The NA region always gives it to us at least once, but now that I've said that, it's probably not going to happen. But we go to map number 2. It is going to be Atrium, and so far, Epic with a nice little lead to start off with.
Guppy getting taken down very quickly by Goku, although Goku took a while to finish off that elimination. See if he can take advantage of his remaining health, take someone else down. Guppy gonna find Thanos and J-Master on the point, get the G-Launcher out, does hit Thanos.
Yeah, and so far, Epic with a great lead here. Optimus is trying to keep him back, but Mamba's having absolutely none of it. Getting so much damage done there, but finally, J-Master managed to trade him off and take him down. But Enix were slowly clawing back, but Epic are getting a bigger and better lead. But at least Enix are trying to get that B point. They're trying to do what they can, but Mamba is slowing them down. Optimus have lost the hill a little bit, but it doesn't be the case as Epic will get that B control back. Possibly, sorry, as I was saying that, finally they will get it back.
Enix holding on to A, but they're going to need more than that. Looks like they're going for C as well, but leaving B in. Oh, no, they're getting B as well.
And that was a great call there, sorry, gone.
No, go.
I was saying there, like literally I saw someone pushing behind him, but I don't think they noticed, but it was a great call out for one of the players on the Enix side to turn around and grab that. But so far, so good for Epic, but Enix are trying to do their best to make something happen here.
All right, 2 down, 3 down for Epic. Maybe Enix can finally push some of these points now. Yeah, they've got all 3. That's the triple cap. So now they're going to start getting points really fast. Look at that, they've overtaken Epic. Can Epic make some sort of comeback, or are Enix going to just run away with this now? No, Epic are ahead. Now Enix are ahead. What is happening, Harry?
Well, Guppy had a triple limb in the B hill at one point, which was crazy. An elimination streak to back that up. It's been an absolute nightmare for Enix. Managed to come back from that, but Optimus and J-Master traded them off very nicely, and the points have been very back and forth here. No really telling to see who could actually take this win, but Epic with a few nice frags there, 3 down for Enix, and now this is Epic's chance to increase that lead.
Goku takes down Guppy. Goku's going to try and get one of these points as he tries to get down Swagger, and it looks like he's dealing more damage, but no! With Mr. Mamba's help, they make the comeback. And now 3 down, one more time for Epic. Enix does have a chance to make a push, but Guppy is going to be blocking point A. Thanos does get the Blade Master on him. He's getting that point back, slowly but surely. B and C, both captured by Enix as well, as they're just about to take the lead again.
Yeah, this is looking bad, but Laura with a fantastic double there, and Mamba and Guppy again frags of their own, so that's the entire team of Enix down now. So we're going to have to see what they do to come off spawn. As you can see now, Optimus is doing a great job of getting much damage done. We just need someone to clean them up. Laura and Mamba get one for themselves, but so do Optimus and Thanos. But they need to get these control points now.
This is so close, Harry. It could go either way. Goku going to try and sneak up on Javier, but Mr. Mamba fighting in B does take down Optimus. And it's... Oh, God. I keep wanting to call a team ahead, but it keeps changing.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to happen now. 3 down for Enix, but now we're going to see what they can do. They're going to... If Epic survive this next wave, then they can take this, but it looks like it won't be the case. So it's 2 for 2 now. It's 2v2 as the last 2 members alive. But look how close it is. Double elimination.
Oh, no!
And as we were going to say that, it was 1163 to 1160. And as we were saying that, we will find out the result very, very shortly, considering the circumstances. But there was only 37 points left, and there was only 40 points for the other team. But my God, how close was that?
I hate to break it to you, Harry, but Enix did win. They've won the series 2-0. Wow, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. maybe the game being disconnected just saved me from my heart attack.
Yeah, maybe your cardiac arrest will happen for another another day.
Save it for the finals.
Yeah, we'll save it for next week, pretty much. But yeah, Enix taking that series. Epic had such a strong showing towards the end, but it was like I mentioned before. If they survived the next wave, that would have been fine. But I think they were too damaged by then. There was nothing too much they could have done. But at the end of the day, Epic did such a great job trying to hold it down from towards the end. But it wasn't to be, as Enix does take that 2-0, and it will be the coup de grace, the old story, which is the Impact versus Enix final, which we normally get, which we'll see later on.
Yep, that's going to be great to see indeed. They didn't play against each other at Pro Series Brazil, did they? No, because the different regions was kept separated. So I'm excited to see how they're going to do throwing down later on. But I'm also excited to see Broken versus Epic and see if Broken can claim that 3rd place spot. Of course, the important part of that game now is that if Epic lose and they come 4th, that further differentiates them from Enix, and it pushes Enix further into the lead and makes Epic even less likely to qualify for Pro Series Cologne.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but I really think Epic will, or we saw Guppy earlier with 250-something points, something ridiculous like that. But I feel like before we go into the 3rd place playoff, like Broken, I've seen them struggle before against Epic in a 3rd place playoff. It wouldn't surprise me if it's the same, but it's been 2 weeks since then, so I want to see what kind of improvements they may have possibly made.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be definitely very cool to see. Again, I'm interested to see how Format's gameplay maybe changes from him being an analyst. I've heard in some games that when pro players do try casting and try being an analyst, they learn a lot from seeing the different perspectives. So I want to see what else Format can do. We're going to go to a very short break here, but the 3rd place match is coming up. Let's see who's going to win that. It's Guns of Boom, and it's third place match time. It's going to be Epic up against Broken. We're going to see what they can do. Both of these teams lost 2-0 to their respective other semi-finalists, who are going to be facing off against each other after this. But what are you feeling about this one, Harry? Broken versus Epic. Do Broken have a shot here?
I don't think so. Honestly, it's I don't want to be a doubter of bad news, but I just feel like Epic are just way too strong. From what I've seen 2 weeks ago, I could be wrong. Broken may have actually made a dramatic improvement from when I last saw them a couple weeks ago, and I hope they have done, because 2 weeks is a lot of time. It's a lot of prep to be able to try and make this kind of comeback in terms of the current standings. But Epic just seem to be too strong, in my opinion.
You know what, Harry? 2 weeks is a lot of Guns of Boom. Because when you think about it, a game of Guns of Boom is like, what, 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's not too long, no.
How many games of Guns of Boom can you play in 2 weeks? If you play 2 weeks straight, you don't take any breaks, how many games of Guns of Boom can you play? You're the mathematician. You can see the cogs whirling.
It really does depend. What if I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? I'll probably say, I don't know. It really does depend. I'll probably say about 300-400 maybe, if I really sweat it out.
300-400.
Yeah.
If you play just constantly for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're not sleeping. You're just playing Guns.
Oh, not sleeping. Well,
No.
God, well, I have no idea. I think that's a bit too much maths for me on point. But
anyway, the point I'm making is that I like to talk about this because I just thought it was so cool when we saw this at Pro Series Brazil. They just don't stop.
No, they don't.
Between their matches on the stage, they're sitting there on their mobile devices, just playing. And it's awesome to see. You want to see your pro players as dedicated to the game as that.
That's right. It just shows that the reason why they're constantly practicing, even when they're at the Pro Series, they're constantly on it. So they want to keep warm, but it also shows that every team's work ethic is super, super strong. But the only difference I would probably say is where the natural raw talent, but also it's very easy to kind of, what's the phrase I want to look for? Autopilot. Because a lot of players do that, where they may put all the hours in the world, 8 to 12 hours a day. I definitely did, without a doubt. But it's very easy to just autopilot, because if you don't take enough breaks in between, then you kind of don't refresh your mindset and think, right, okay, let's go through some other areas here and there. Or even some players actually may do half and half. They might play half amount and watch half the amount. Some players even actually watch more than they actually play, but which is actually quite beneficial, because when you do play quite a lot, yeah, sure, you may be an aim star, etc., but you're not really figuring out what kind of moves you can do with your movement and your game set.
Yeah, it's like the mix between working out your own strategies and then watching other people and finding out their strategies and then adapting their strategies, making them into your own strategies. So I think it's
like counter to a counter, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the combination of watching and playing is very important. You need to do both together.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's that's why sometimes it's not just about you solo queuing or duo queuing and then going to ranked or practicing, of course, raw to aim off, or trying to practice on your own movement and what you can do and improve on each of the maps. It's about how much you play together as a team in scrims, not just on your own. Because like I mentioned before, you could be the biggest aim star in the world, but it's not going to help in any way, shape or form if your team isn't on the same page with the same chemistry and the same natural talent, being able to coordinate those pushes as fast as possible.
2016.
Really? You've just worked out. You see, he's got his Casio calculator out. There is other brands, of course, but yeah.
If you don't sleep and you just play Guns of Boom constantly, and each game's 5 minutes for a full week. Oh, that's 1 week. Hang on. 4,032. absolutely.
See, I said 400, which is quite bad. That's a tenth for one RW play.
But that's assuming a game lasts 5 minutes, and as soon as the game ends, the next one starts.
To be fair, the
No break.
matchmaking system on Guns of Boom is great because you can get a game between like 5 seconds to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Normally an average of about 15 seconds for me personally in the EU region, but it's not ranked. We are into the pro play mode here as we go into our first map of this third place playoff. And as we can see here, great start from Broken, as we can see.
I just double checked. It's definitely that number.
So I believed you. I believed you.
Elmo takes down Guppy with the snipe there. But he does get wiped out by Swagger. And Swagger going to find a man who takes him down very quickly as well. It looks like Epic have sort of taken stock in the center room though, as the snipers are out and they're just trying to hold on to that place. But Broken are not letting them, as a man gets an elimination streak.
Yeah, this is a very different Broken from what we've seen in the past. We'll see if they can carry on with this consistency, as Guppy is trying to stay alive. It's a little bit of an awkward spot for him because he's got a clear angle of the other players, but they can easily see him. But he's taking a risk here, and he's going to get that first shot off. And sadly, even though he doesn't take any of them down, he's done massive damage to both of those players. But 3 down now for Epic. A double elimination for Mamba, as he's going to try and look for that triple, but it looks like Elmo will back off a little bit and give himself another opportunity.
Looked like he was poking his head out again when you said that, but no, back off in the end. And Format takes down Mr. Mamba, but Format gets taken out by Guppy with a double elimination.
Yeah, the scores are very close so far. Epic finally taking the lead, only by 2 points now so far, as Noose Pirate and Elmo managed to get some vital frags there. But so far, Epic have that top mid control. They have that room control just to make sure that they're getting a high angle on what is actually going on here. But Mamba's pushed straight out, going straight for Elmo now, but Elmo will finally stop him as Guppy and Laura get the trade, with Eamon getting the trade on Laura as well.
Oh, A-Man low on health. He's got the sniper out, but Swagger does take him down. Swagger going to run into the center room. He's almost found a Moose Pirate, but he's going to run back. Maybe try and heal back up again. He's burning, but no, just about hung in there. Guppy on an elimination streak, though, with the double elimination there. Can he keep this going? Can he get unstoppable? There's a Blade Master. He's going to run for cover, but finds a Moose Pirate. Oh, gets taken down just about. I thought that maybe the unstoppable one.
Yeah, no, it's with 8 frags and 0 deaths, it's very, very hard, especially in Guns of Boom. But when you get it, you know you're having a field day pretty much. But Epic really, really well done to them, increasing their lead by nearly 100 points now. But it looks like Broken have a tall order here, as they're trying to find some kind of map control here, but keep getting caught off guard by some of his snipe shots and unorthodox angles from the side of Epic.
Epic, yeah, just about managed to stabilize their lead now. It's looking like it'll be difficult for Broken to come back, but this was certainly a much better display from Broken, at least at the start of this game where they were ahead. As Elmo does get a double elimination there. Maybe I'm calling it too soon. It's still possible for them to make a comeback as Format gets the Blade Master on Laura. Still got all of his health and most of his armor available. Can he take down Guppy as well?
It's going to be difficult here because already one's been taken down. Only 1, maybe 2 frags now until that does occur. But looks like Broken are going to make it very annoying for him. They're going to try and keep him at bay as much as they can. They're going to make it as hard as possible. But it looks like one gets taken down. There's only 1 more frag left remaining between these two teams, especially on this side of Epic. But Broken do get 2 for themselves. But it doesn't matter. It's a little bit too late as Epic do take the first map of the series.
Yeah, there you go. Like we were saying, it was better performance than we expected from Broken. I'm still expecting them to at least take 1 or 2 maps this series. I think this could be closer than we both anticipated. But there you go, game number 1, the TDM game. I believe the map pool this week is quite cool because the best out of 5 section starts with TDM, then it goes to King of the Hill, then it's Control Point. Like, we've got a good mix of all of the different game types.
Yeah, I always agree with any FPS title. When you've got such a wide variety of game types, you should always have 3 objective, 2 TDMs. That's how it always should be, because normally the team, when it comes to objective game types, normally the better team wins on average. It's not always the case, but it's more of a chance the better team will win on an objective game type rather than a TDM. So I would always agree that there should be 3 objectives and 2 TDMs. But even with best of 3s, even though it is 2 TDMs, sometimes it can be 2 objectives as well. I don't mind that too much because it depends on the circumstances, but we'll have to see from there. But Guppy, look at that. 13 and 6 with 5 assists. He went crazy in the last series and he's just continuing his performance.
Yeah, definitely not bad at all. We saw at least 1 triple elim from him there, if not 2. Guppy, one of the players to watch in this series for certain. Laura also seemed to be really on point there from what I can remember. I saw her a lot in the elimination feed on the left side, she was the person doing the elimination side, I mean.
Yeah, she was on cleanup duty pretty much for most of that time.
If you're on the feed a lot on the other side, that's not so great.
Yeah, it's not the best really, but Guppy definitely one to watch in the NA scene. He's been very consistent so far, but let's see what the team of Broken can do to see if they can make a comeback here, or if Epic will take it to map number 3, which will be because it is a best of 5. But so far, Epic, nice little early start from them, and we'll have to see if they can get that hill control.
Yep, Guppy on a roll again already. I think that was 3 eliminations before he finally got defeated himself. As Format gets a double there on Guppy and Laura. Format's going to try and get Mr. Mamba as well. Does not get him because Elmo got the elimination. But that was almost a triple. So we see a double from Elmo there.
Oh, that was so close. Elmo was going for that triple, but sadly got taken down. But I love what Laura's doing here, just staying behind the horse carts here, just making sure to get that bomb in control, but try and get the cover. Sadly, she does get taken down, but Format with a double of his own, he's going to try and go for that triple, and sadly he doesn't. He just
Elmo got it again.
Down. I know.
Darn it, Elmo! Stop taking the triples away.
Elmo's just a kill steed. Someone's got to tell him it's not FFA, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, he gave him a hand, and Broken is overtaken in the lead.
Format's on a roll this game by the looks of things. Takes down Laura there. Going to hold on to the point. Does get taken out eventually by Swagger with the double elim. Swagger with the G-Launcher misses by the looks of things. That could have been vital had it hit them both.
And looking at it so far, Guppy going crazy. 126 points for him. I know I keep talking about him a lot, but when someone stands out like that, especially in the NA scene, it's a real pleasure to watch. As we see here, Broken, I've got a little bit of a lead. It's tied on points now so far, but literally frag for frag, kill for kill. It's going back and forth. A double from Guppy. He's going to try and go for another one if he can. Now's his opportunity to try and get that triple, but it doesn't matter anyway. Mamba's already cleaned it up, but now he's got that bar position. He can hold the saloon very easily.
Format just took down Guppy, though. Format actually 2 points behind Guppy as the second highest scoring player in this game. Very good performance from him indeed. I know I've said that a few times this game already. As Swagger is going to take down a man. Mr. Mamba ends up taking him down. Format takes down Mr. Mamba though. Format, again in a good position, finds another double elim.
Yeah, you can tell Format's just literally just feeling it now. When you feel it, that's when you know you feel like you can do anything. You just feel like you're literally God at this stage, and I love that feeling more than anything, when you can feel like you can go out and out-damage anyone. But it's not been the case. Eamon managed to get a double elimination of his own. Format going straight in with that scout, pushing straight away, gets the first frag on the board. He's going to try and go for that second one again, but one of the players is hiding behind that cart in bottom mid, but there's 2 of them now. Format, great push. He is really feeling it. He's done the damage, he got the G-launcher, got the double in the end. Great stuff from him.
Seriously, Format's on a roll. Now 267 points. Almost 100 points ahead of Guppy, who is the second place player in this match. And Format's just running in with a grenade again. Going to try and get the Blade Master, but does get taken down by Laura. Mr. Mamba takes down on his Pirate. It looks like Epic starting to stabilize a little bit there, as Laura does take down Elmo as well. And Eamon.
Yeah, nice double from Laura. That may help solidify the deal here, as she helps increase the lead by quite a larger amount now. 140 points separating both teams, but we'll have to see what Broken can do to actually come back from this. And as you see now, Swag's on that top saloon. Laura's just waiting for anyone to push G inside the saloon as well. She's now on an elimination streak. A double on top of that, maybe even a triple. And sadly, not the case. Mamba does take it, gets a double of his own now. And that pretty much seals the deal here, I think, Dan.
Laura on 285 points at the end there. So although we spent the first half of the game sort of talking about how well Guppy was doing, by the end of it, Laura was the MVP of the team. And Format on the other team, over 300 points at the end there. Format did everything he possibly could to win that game, but unfortunately his effort alone wasn't quite enough.
That's the... do you know what? I love that feeling. In any FPS game, when you feel like you could take on absolutely anyone, even in a 1v2 when you blatantly shouldn't do.
Just get the G-Launcher out.
Feeling. Yeah, exactly. But the worst bit was the fact that he took someone down near the hill, and then Format pushed on top of the carts. He did not care. He really, you could tell from his state of mind, but he was just going in hard. Did as much damage as he could with the avalanche, managed to get that G-launcher out and still take him down. And I feel a little bit bad for him in a way, because when you're in the zone, like when you're in that mindset and you feel like you're not going to miss a shot, it is a very, very hard thing to deal with. And it's one thing, it's a pet peeve of mine, because of the fact that if I'm against someone who's really feeling like in the zone, it can ruin your mentality a little bit, because you think like, what can I do to stop this person? But somehow, some way, Epic managed to find the answer.
Yep. And again, it was somewhat convincing. If you remove format from the equation, that was going to be a much more one-sided game than it was. But again, one person isn't enough to stand up to the likes of Guppy and Laura. It's just not going to happen. So now, I hate to say it, but the rest of Team Broken, they need to start picking it up.
Yeah, they have to. It's hard to look at because I was more looking at it from the player's perspective and not the team perspective. But it was just, I'm not too sure what was happening with the rest of the team. They were doing a great job, don't get me wrong, but there was some areas where I felt like a lot more damage could have been done. And I felt like there was some advantages which could have been abused a lot more easier in comparison to what I've seen before. So maybe the objective could have been grabbed quicker, maybe a little bit better on the setups. I think it's just faster coordination in general because when you've got players like Format and Laura just going absolutely off, it's one of those things you have to take advantage of. But we will be going to map number 3 now, and we're going to see if Epic close out the series or if Broken can make some kind of comeback here.
Broken ran straight to point B. They are going to take it with Eamon getting Noose Pirate, getting the double elimination. Noose Pirate now taking point C, but point B being taken back by Epic. As Guppy on a roll again, gets the G-Launcher elim and then a shotgun elim after that. And it looks like Epic have stabilized 2 out of the 3 points. Broken needs to make a comeback here already.
Yeah, Broken managed to get 3 down at one stage, but it seems to not affect Epic at all in the slightest. But that 2v1 situation, Aman would be able to take down Swagger, and he's going to go behind and see if he can take out Laura as well. But Laura still somehow stayed alive, still managed to get that B control still to stop it being contested. And that's 4 down now for Broken and Guppy on elimination streak.
Swagger going to try and take down Elmo there. Elmo with the G-Launcher, but it misses, and Swagger does get the elimination in the end. He does get wiped out, but he did capture B and stabilize it first. And now Guppy and Mr. Mamba are going to do their best to defend the point. And Noose Pirate gets 1 easy elimination there, but does lose a lot of health in the process. They're going to run around, try and capture A. Almost got there, but wasn't quite good enough. And now Swagger going to take down Eamon, get the double elimination, and recapture A himself.
Yeah, that was a great double from him and A to boot as well to complement things. A nearly 200-point gap between both these teams, but Format with a double Blade Master there could maybe go for this triple. Depends how greedy he is for it. It looks like he's going straight for it, but he knows that the objective is way more important as this stage. Gets taken down by Mamba, but Eamon now must get one for himself, and Guppy with another double. This man needs to calm down.
As far as he's concerned, he doesn't need to calm down. He is going to continue getting this ball rolling as much as he can. He's going to pretty much single-handedly capture point C as long as the Noose Pirate doesn't stop him, which he doesn't. Mr. Mamba takes down Eamon. Guppy does get taken down by Elmo as he takes down a Noose Pirate, and now Laura gets taken down by Format. Format, who is now helping to capture point C, but that's not enough. It looks like he's going to run forwards and try and get B and A at the same time.
But I like this flank from him. He knows it's quite weak, but he was tempted to go for it. But I think he was a little bit worried that his teammates needed a bit of a hand. But instead of flanking Ryan behind, he's going to push in as a team. That was the right move, but sadly, Laura managed to get a double for her worries and does get a triple elimination. Will she get for that 4 at once? She is gagging for it. She's definitely going for it now. And sadly, not enough damage done there. And my goodness, if that was a 4 at once, that would have made my day.
Swagger gets the double elim there as well, though. Epic now 300 points ahead. Only 130 points required for them to win this game. Will Broken be able to make some sort of comeback here? Eamon there, he's going to try and get point A. He's going to throw grenades and try and hit Swagger, but it's just too little too late. It's too slow. Swagger takes him down. A Noose Pirate does take down Swagger, but a Noose Pirate gets defeated himself. And Epic do take the 3 and no, that was only the second game. What are we talking about? The 2-0 victory. Wow, there's still another game to come. Broken can still take this one back.
It was...
I can't count to 3 anymore.
Well, that was the third game.
It was
Well, there you go. He's off now. But no, to be fair, you were right the first time, really. But no,
what's wrong with me tonight?
Oh, don't worry. It's a late night. It's a late night. So I think we've both got excuses anyway. But we saw from there, but don't get me wrong, Format did some fantastic stuff on their team. But some of them did quite well. I would say the whole team on Broken side have definitely improved since 2 weeks ago. It's very noticeable. It's seemed a lot more aggressive coordination. Sorry, the coordination seems a lot faster in comparison to what we saw, and there wasn't too much of a stomp. So it's good to see at least there has been a lot more of an improvement for the entire team. But Epic, it just shows it doesn't matter. Look, Guppy, 289 points, going 11-6. You had Laura earlier, literally getting that triple, almost a 4 at once, just to basically solidify the deal there of ending that third map. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it was a 3-0, but again, some of those moments were pretty close and cut. But Epic, just really, really strong compared to Broken, especially the more these games went on. It was cool to see some of the individual performances really standing out, like you were saying. Laura in particular, I think, really impressed during that game. But let's take a look at the bracket for the North American broadcast here and see where we're at. We have one final best out of 5 left. It's going to be Impact Gaming versus Enix. Harry, you excited for that one?
I am very excited. This is, the kind of NA scene we normally see between the Impact and Enix sides. But commiserations to the other two teams. It's nice to see that on the Epic side we've got Laura and Guppy just absolutely going ham. The community's going mental. And then you've got, Format on the other side really showing good work there. But like I said before, it's nice to see Broken have made a considerable amount of improvement. I don't feel like the series score really kind of signified exactly how the actual score represented. I felt like it could have been a lot closer. But it's one of those things. But we're going to be ready for a great final.
We have got one best out of 5 coming up now. It's going to be Enix versus Impact, and it's coming up right after this. It's the final match of the day. It's going to be Impact up against Enix. In the break, I learned how to count to 3, so we should be 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
I learned how to count to 3, so we should be good for this final series. Now, we expect Impact to probably be the favorite here, given that they've won every single cup this season, including Pro Series Brazil, which was a little bit bigger than a cup, to be fair.
Yeah, just a tad. Yeah, they clear favourites by an absolute mile. There's no doubt about it in any way. Enix is going to be, to be fair, I'll say it's a tall order for them. It's a tall order for any team they're playing against. Even if in the EU region, SEA, LATAM, it's Impact are just, a tough nut to crack, really. It's an extremely hard team to kind of compete against. When you've got 4 members all, not just doing their own thing, but, aiming to step the game up at any time, shape or form, it's really, really difficult because when you've got 4 players with such strong individual ability, or they've got 4 members who are so well coordinated, and so it is the confidence which really makes them what they are today, and it's why they've been so dominant in that NA region.
Harry, are you having a good birthday?
I'm having a great one, mate.
I'm having a great time here with you.
Oh, stop it.
On your birthday.
Oh, stop it, you. Stop it. We've got a final to cast as we go to map number 1 on Skyscrapers, as we'll see if Impact will continue their dominance or will Enix will finally be able to be the ones to beat them.
Oh, Thanos going to have Aerial in his sights. No, Aerial's going to sneak around behind. And Venom ends up sniping Thanos, taking him down real quick. Aerial does take down Optimus, though, as Impact Gaming get a really significant lead already straight off the bat. Aerial going to see if he can find Optimus. Gonna just turn around and try and take out J-Master instead, but does end up getting eliminated himself by Optimus.
I'm not going to lie, I was too busy looking at Aerial's head because that dummy head is amazing. I might have to buy that when I get home, actually. Actually looks amazing. But going back to the game, Enix have full top mid control, but that's not going to help in any way because Aerial's got a double, a triple elimination. Is this going to be a 4 at once? I asked. Yes, it is! Finally, Aerial 4 at once and an elimination streak just to add insult to injury, and now they're ahead by 100 points in this first map.
All right, we can stop now.
Yeah, I don't have to cast anymore. Yeah, okay. Aerial, that's all I asked for. You've given it to me. Thank you.
And the points total does demonstrate that. 170 to 108. Aerial with 100 points himself. As Thanos and Goku start to make a little comeback. Goku getting the Blade Master on Aerial. Let's see if this is going to be enough of a push for them to take some sort of lead as the G-Launcher comes out. Optimus and Goku both getting eliminations there. But Venom now also getting eliminated by J-Master. All of the G-Launchers coming out. And Enix actually just caught up with Impact.
Yeah, that's what a turn of events here now. Yeah, 30-point difference between these two teams, but never could try and survive that next wave, which they don't, which is very standard in this kind of game. But Optimus, you're going to try and stay alive as much as you can whilst that afterburn is in play. But now, look at this. Elimination streak from Gentrix now. Not too much of a surprise with a double elimination to boot.
Yeah, Gentrix is saying, hey, Aerial, you're not the only one that gets to have all of the fun. As Goku does take down with trades with Aerial, actually. And Corrupt's going to fight J-Master and does get the elimination as he has a little bit of help from Gentrix, though Gentrix does get taken down. And now Optimus going to find Aerial. It looks like, can he stop Aerial from running in? No, Aerial Venom takes him down.
Yeah, so far so good now. At least they've got a little bit of map control back again. But as you can see now, 2 members of Impact Gaming is going to follow suit. A double for Aerial. Continuing those multi-frag streaks there. J-Master gets a double of his own as well. So not too little too late here, as they do have a small window of opportunity now. As, that's just saying that Gentrix at that Porcupine. Got a nice double. It's going to look to be that cheeky triple, but that's not going to be the case, as it does get traded by Thanos.
Thanos finds Aerial and Corrupt. Does get taken down by them, though. It was a 2-on-1. It was a tough position to be in as Gentrix runs around the corner. I don't know, just completely whiffed against J-Master there as J-Master gets an easy elim. Going to be trying to elim Corrupt there as well. They get the trade-off. And Thanos now, Gentrix and Aerial going to take a 2-on-2 there. The G-Launcher gets Goku. That was really beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be very close now. Impact need one more frag or it's all over for map number 1 for Enix. As they try and find that one opening. And it finally is, as Impact take map number 1 of the series quite convincingly from what we saw. But Enix were really making that comeback from what we saw in the past.
It was really starting to look like Enix was actually going to take that one. Not quite, but it was close. There were 40 points in it at the end. It was only going to take something like one triple elimination, and Enix would have won that. And we've seen more extreme comebacks in the last few weeks with Guns of Boom, so anything can happen with this game, really.
No, you're absolutely right. There was 2 players that stand out, Aerial and Gentrix, both of them really putting on a superb performance performance there of the rest of the squad. Venom was a little bit quiet, which is a little bit peculiar there. But
the shades, they're getting in the way.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, Venom, get your shades back on, mate, because we're not having this free frag, free assist.
We know that they're prescription shades. We know that you need them to see. You're not fooling anyone.
See, I could make a Specsavers joke, but it's not going to work because I don't think they'll know what it is. But never mind, I'll think of something else later.
For anyone in England that is watching, he should have gone to Specsavers.
That is right. There is other brands, of course, but
other brands are available.
But yeah, it's a bit of a quiet one from Venom. But maybe it gets to a point where with some of the players, like some of them do so much work, maybe it's just not necessary. It's a bit weird me saying that because I feel like everyone needs to play their part, but it didn't seem to matter anyway. And you can see as well, Gentrix 18 frag contribution, going 10 and 6 plus 4.
18.
Yeah, 18. It's ridiculous. And the fact that we've got 4 once from Aerial as well, that's our day pretty much sorted.
Harry, I only just learned how to count to 3.
I know. Well, it's 4. You got to count to now. Like.
How do I count to 18?
Well, I don't know. Well, you have to work that one out yourself. Maybe you have to do your maths again.
I mean, I somehow got 4,000 something on a calculator, but in my head, I mean, it's hard.
I don't think I can help you with this one. I don't think I can in any way.
I need to go back to school. Do you know what? I'd rather not. I'd rather play and watch some more Guns of Boom. So I'm gonna do that as well. Don't worry about school.
Go to school, kids.
Go to school. Parents, if you're watching, I'm just joking.
But anyways, we'll keep away from the school malarkey and fun with map number 2 because we'll be going into it very shortly, and it will be Wild West Saloon once again, just like the last series of the third place playoff. But we saw from there, Enix maybe a little bit deflated from that map number 1, but they did have a really strong showing, and their comeback potential is good. But look at this, Venom going straight in all the way round. What a nice little strap he's done there. And he's about to take one off guard, and he's going to get 2 for himself. Maybe even a triple if he gets around to Thanos in time, and he's going to try and do what he can. Doesn't get a triple, but gets 3 frags straight off the bat.
Barely touched as well for those. That was so weird, the way he went round behind Optimus. I was wondering why he didn't go for the aim straight away, but it made sense after watching it. Now the battle for the point begins as Enix have secured it for now. Thanos with the with the grenade does some work, but it looks like Venom going to take this back if they can take down Goku that's running around the corner.
That play from Venom would have only worked if no one went open. They all go either top of the ramp of Saloon or go around the side, and that's exactly what they did. So Venom was very lucky. It worked really well, but don't get me wrong. But Gentrix managed to get a double there, as you can see, but Corrupt managed to trade off with Thanos, gets a double for his worries, and now they're going to get that hill back.
Corrupt and, Aerial and Venom going to be defending that point. Aerial going to try and do what Venom did earlier, run around behind. Does take down J-Master easily, and now he's got the high angle on Optimus. Corrupt, meanwhile, with an elimination streak just before getting taken down by Thanos.
Yeah, we saw another double from Goku there, but gets taken down. Venom gets 1 for his worries. He obviously heard me. He's woke up a little bit from the start of that first game, going into the second map. But it's just so far nothing too abnormal, back and forth here. Optimus gets 1, Thanos gets another, but that's 3 down now for Impact. So this could be an opportunity to try and get Enix back onto the ropes here.
It's really close now. Enix looking like they might be able to take the lead if they can hold on to that point for a little bit longer. And there's really not much in it. But then Aerial and Gentrix getting their eliminations. No, Enix are now ahead. Venom needs to get that point back, or they are going to fall even further behind. Gets an elimination, does capture the point, even manages to turn around and take down J-Master there. Wow.
Yeah, that was extremely close. He should have actually died a lot sooner, so I'm surprised he didn't get taken out there, but good job from him staying alive. I just saw a scamp shot from Aerial, managed to finish him off there, and then we've got a double from J-Master and a trade from Venom there as we go forward. As we see Venom gets a double, looking for that triple. Yes, he does. Will he get a 4 once again? No, that spoke too soon, as Goku's going to try and get the point on his own here, which I don't think is going to happen.
And now 500 points to go for Impact Gaming. It is 1,000, isn't it? King of the Hill. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
My mistake. Venom going to find Thanos. Not quite going to get the elim there. Going to actually sneak up round behind him. Does get duped out by J-Master though, and eliminated. As Aerial finds another elimination streak. Aerial really on top of his game today.
Yeah, he had a double on top of that as well, just to make matters worse for the Enix side. But Enix haven't really found too much of an answer yet. It's been a lot of head-on game here, not really too many flanks or any unorthodox plays coming from them. But Goku, you saw there, great job from him to take a lot of damage done for them before get taken down. But Venom He clearly heard me. He obviously watching the stream back, listening to me saying he's got to get his shades on and all that stuff. Impact managed to take map number 2, but Venom, a fantastic way to end a map number 2. Ridiculous stuff on him, and it's always good to see him make a little bit of a comeback there.
It was nice to see how that game was sort of was bookended by Venom plays, right? Because right at the beginning, we had him running around behind Optimus, getting the elim, and then getting around behind and getting the double elim on Optimus, and the play at the end there as well. Nice work from Venom indeed, picking it up for sure.
Yeah, that first 3 frags at the start was basically the stepping stone. Like, the way he went straight through Saloon and went straight forward, they obviously seen them play this enough times before. They've obviously seen him go around the sides or maybe go up to the top of Saloon, and they probably don't see him go inside or maybe down the actual main lane to lead him to bottom mid. So I think that they felt to themselves, oh, okay, like, you know, this one strat could work. If it doesn't, then it doesn't matter. You know, it's only one player, but that one player caused all that havoc. 282 points, going 12-9. The guy's a madman.
Yeah, that was it was just Impact doing what Impact does. You know, I joked about it right at the start of the European broadcast earlier on. I said, you know, Gentrix and the boys, Aerial, Venom, Corrupt, they are doing a phenomenal job. And really, someone needs to put a stop to them at some point. Do you think they're going to win Gods of Boom next weekend?
It's very difficult because
they're on such a tear.
They are on a tear. Like, I feel like they are probably the one team who can make a three-peat. If they get this three-peat, then, in my opinion, Impact not just the Season 2 dynasty, but just the dynasty in general in this game. Like, you know, there seems to be nothing stopping them. But we've seen it in the EU region as well, where back-to-back are kind of shown the element of their old selves, and they seem like a very, very strong team. Like, I would love to see a back-to-back versus Impact. That's one thing I would love to see in general. With Lazarus, it depends on how much practice they've had, but Knights of Honor have had a very strong showing as well. You've seen it in the previous series, but, you know, even though it wasn't their strongest final, Knights of Honor have really come back and shown what they've done, but they haven't really had any offline experience since last year's Katowice Invitational. But at least they've got something to kind of fall back on. But the Impact lads, like, if they did the three-peat, I would not be surprised. And
I just think it's so cool, again, like, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, but to call them the bad guys of Guns of Boom, because I think in esports, something that some esports struggle with is having pro players with character.
Yeah.
Venom with the shades, you know, like that's a memorable player, right? And if they're willing to play the bad guy for us, if we're willing to love to hate them, that's great for them. It makes them more recognizable. It's great for the esport. It makes it more exciting with more relatable characters. I just really like that kind of thing.
No, you're right. You know, it's all about showmanship at the end of the day. Yes. You've got players like Venom and Nokia, like, you know, really show that core passion in multiple ways. But now we're going to go into map number 3 to see if Impact will close out the series 3-0, or if Enix will try and come back, reverse sweep, show something, any kind of life here. But Impact already showing very strong lines of life as managed to take him down, but a double elimination from J-Master will slow that down a little bit, but not with Gentrix G-Launcher.
Yeah, the battle for the points is really starting as Gentrix does guarantee that B goes to Impact Gaming, 2 points to 1. Okay, Venom with the G-Launcher there, that did a lot of damage. And now J-Master going to try and take point B. It's uncontested for the time being as Gentrix just fell down beneath him. Still got it at the moment. Going to try and stay alive though. Aerial comes out, gets the Blade Master on Aerial. G-Launcher comes out, tries to take down Venom as well. Does end up getting eliminated. But wow, that was a real valiant effort to get point B there.
Yeah, Gentrix with a double there, as you saw. Finally gets taken down, and you saw Thanos gets a double of his own. And he's just trying to be a little bit more careful, but gets traded off by Aerial. Aerial gets a double of his own, and he's going to try and get B back. He's not focused on that triple, he's focused getting on B. It's so important. And he's trying to get open, but sadly just gets contested. J-Master managed to stop it, and also going to stop him from getting C. So J-Master maybe had a big play here. Sadly not the case, but that was definitely the correct move to make.
Venom now low on health, going to try and do something to B, try and capture it with everything he can. Aerial comes in, does help him by taking down Optimus, but J-Master snipes him through the window. Double elim for Aerial. Aerial very low on health. Unlikely that he was ever going to find that triple, as Goku does take him down with a double of his very own. However, still 2 points for Impact Gaming here.
Yeah, Goku was just chilling there, you know, getting the damage done, which is fine. Venom just going on a mad one again with a double elim there for himself. Finally gets traded by J-Master. Optimus trying to stay alive, but it's not going to happen as Gentrix managed to get that important trade there for his team.
Venom now full on health, going to just run straight past B, making sure that's secure. I'm going to try and help out on C. Goku trying to take C. Venom going to try and put a stop to it, but yes, does get the elimination there. Protects point C. I'm going to run straight back to B. Make sure that they're all protected. This is the triple cap. Harry, this is going to be very difficult for Enix to take back if Venom keeps going like he's doing right now.
I think this could be close from over now as Impact got that trip cap, but even though they do get A, B is still there, and their eyes are, their eyes are on it at the moment. But I don't think it might be a little bit too little, too late. As a 400-point gap, Impact just making it things worse and worse for Enix. 90 points left for Impact, and it looks like it will be eventually the Series 2 Impact 2 with that elimination streak from J Master as well.
20 points to go, 10 points to go, 9 points to go, 7 points to go, and Impact Gaming take this one away. That is a 3-0 victory. Impact Gaming have won the Cup, Week 4. And yeah, just like Weeks 1, 2, and 3, and Pro Series Brazil, actually. And
Texas.
and Texas, and we're going to see if they can win Gods of Boom Cologne. You're saying it would be possible, and I think it's looking likely if they continue to do what they've been doing recently.
Yeah, with Enix, they are a very good team, but when you make a very good team look like that, like not saying they not played a game before, but make it look as though it's so comfortable, it's going to be worrying for the EU region. They'll be thinking to themselves, okay, we've got 3 teams coming over there, but what can we do to stop this menace of a team? Like, the Impact boys are just, there's no room for stopping them. It's like I mentioned before, when you've got so much confidence and agility to try and make something happen, and they're so confident that they don't even want to drop a map, let alone win the tournament, it's really worrying. Like, I'm actually struggling to decide what can happen. Maybe like on stage nerves or something can happen, but then again, Impact aren't the kind of team that will get nervous on stage. You've seen what they're like. They basically feel like they're at home in comparison. But
someone needs to put a stop to them at some point, though.
For once, I actually don't know who can. I really don't. I hope someone does, but then again, I do love the Impact boys anyway, but it's nice to have that stiff competition, but I'm sure we're going to see it next week as everyone will step things up.
They're the tyrants of the Guns of Boom City.
That is a great phrase for that. Yeah, the tyrants.
Tyrants. Maybe they should change from Impact Gaming to Tyrant Gaming.
They literally are. They're like the final boss, aren't they? Like, you're going to match them in every grand final, pretty much.
Yeah, well, I imagine they've got a very good seed coming in for Gods of Boom. But that is the North American broadcast finished. Let's take a look at the bracket one last time. Remind ourselves what happened this fine evening. Is again, lots of 2-0s, lots of 3-0s. No series actually was anything other than a sweep.
Nope.
Tonight.
Everything was a clean sweep, both in EU and NA. Very straightforward. But like I said before, sometimes the series score didn't show the outcome. I felt like Broken have improved a lot more. Yes. It's just Epic managed to topple them just in some of those games. And Impact have just shown pure class and dominance once again. And it does make me wonder what they can do, but it's nice because on the Epic side, we saw Guppy and Laura with some really great plays and showing huge improvement, but we've seen Format on the other end as well, been playing very well. So a lot of some players to pick out there, but their teams have improved slowly but surely.
Should we take a little look at the standings? 4-1 last time for the North American region. There you go. Impact Gaming, 400 points. Enix and Epic are tied in second. One of these teams needs to pull ahead, and there's not many weeks left for them to do that.
No, I mentioned it before as well, but if Epic win their third place playoff and Enix lose, they will tie it, and it looks like they have done. But think with Enix, I'm not sure it's going to be done by head-to-head or map win rate or something like that. We'll find out when it goes to the closing weeks because we're not sure if it's still going to be a tie yet. We've still got a few weeks before, like you mentioned. But Epic, I've said I was quite impressed with them with week 1. I wanted to see how they go forward from there, and they have impressed me so far. And I'm interested to see how things will go in the following weeks to come.
Well, as I said, that is us done with Challenger Cup week 4. This is Lethal. My name is Falcone, and we will both be seeing you along with Stannis, Format, and our host, Matt Andrews, this weekend at Gods of Boom Cologne. You don't want to miss that one. We'll see you then.